How did I hear about Faith Community Church? I actually live right across the street. It's always something I told my wife that I wanted to, stop in and check it out. And we went to a fall festival that they had there on the campus. Just loved the energy, and we were like, hey, next Sunday we're gonna check it out, and that's kind of how that went. So my faith journey, I would say it started when I was 4 years old. My great-grandmother, she used to babysit me. Every morning, she would open up the Bible and pray with me. She didn't have one of those kids' Bibles, so she's reading out of the KJV, and I don't understand a thing that she's saying, but that was kind of my first exposure to it. Started going to church around 8, and I would say from 8 to 11 was kind of my church thing. And then after that, sports got pretty hectic for me. So my weekends are completely gone. At this point, all I'm doing is playing sports. I would say I was 18 years old. One day I remember sitting on the floor in my bedroom. I kept getting these thoughts come in my head, hey, you're gonna have to be a pastor one day. And I remember at the time being really upset because I wanted to be a professional baseball player, make a lot of money. My junior year of college, I ended up getting injured, so not able to continue. I ended up dropping out of school. I would say I got married a year later. I had a daughter a year later after that. And I really got into some bad habits. I used alcohol it was like my vice. Like that was my thing. Yeah, like I was an alcoholic. I would say that, and just had a ton of close calls. It all changed 2 years ago when I got a DUI. I spent 18 hours in jail. Like just being there, being that vulnerable really hit home with me, just sitting in that cell and just the feeling that there was nothing I can do for my family in jail. I got to figure something out after this. I ended up going to see a Christian therapist, and she recommended a book called Search for Significance. It's all about finding your identity in Christ. I started picking up the Bible and reading it, started praying, saw the show Chosen. A combination of all of that and me just realizing like there's no way I can do this on my own just kind of led to me to giving my life over to Christ. When I was going through all of the drinking and just not living for God, my wife began to get angry at God and did not believe, just by her seeing this change in me day in and day out, me not just saying, hey, I'm gonna do things the right way, but actually her seeing God work in me and me have more patience and be more loving. She has come to know the Lord and is all in on the Lord now. So that's a blessing. So a year ago, I ended up accepting my call to ministry. Those thoughts that I had when I was 18 years old of, hey, you're gonna have to be a pastor one day. I finally accepted that last year. So now I'm taking classes and just doing what I need to do to become a pastor. I don't run to alcohol when there's a problem. I've learned to run to God, and that has been a game changer. So we've stayed at Faith Community because of the people. The Pastor Dusty has been an awesome influence on me, Pastor Rob, Pastor Danny, the rest of the church staff, and just the members.